Business. On the phone is the U.S. Senator Cindy Hyde-Smith. Good morning, ma'am. How are you?
Good morning. We're great, Paul.
It's good to have you. I know yesterday was, in kind of ways, frustrating to some point, but give me a little bit of a play-by-play what happened yesterday as far as the hearings of Judge Barrett.
Well, I tell you, it was a significant moment in time, no doubt. They brought her out of committee, but it was just so amazing to sit there and watch that there was not one Democratic senator in their seat in the Judiciary Committee. You know, they just boycotted it. They did not go, and therefore we had a vote of 12-0 to bring her out of committee. But, you know, I was talking to Lindsey Graham, the chairman, and several that they just could not believe the Democrats did not even show up for the meeting. But that's okay. We got her out of the committee. We're headed to the full Senate floor, and the procedural process is taking place now. We will be in session overnight, Sunday night. I think my shift to preside is 10 p.m. to midnight or 1 a.m., something like that. And, you know, we're just going to do what we need to do in our constitutional duty, and that is to get her confirmed. So we're well on our way to doing that now.
I think all of us are worried about the respect. It's much like the police, but the respect in the House and in the Senate. I will say this: when I heard about this and I saw the bulletin come across that they were going to boycott this, my thoughts were the same as Nancy Pelosi standing behind the president during that epic speech of the year-end speech to the nation when she was tearing up the speech itself, and I thought, what amount of disrespect. And I also thought, after listening to some of the debate last night, at every single day when there's more and more information that comes out showing that this guy, Joe Biden, and his family is a crime family, and they are crooked, at the least they are unethical, at the most they are criminals, and that she and her compadres in the House impeached this president for the sole purpose because he tried to expose that corruption.
You are exactly right. Sitting in those hearings, hearing about Hunter Biden and Burisma, you know, constantly, it was so evident that he was just peddling his dad is what he was doing. And, you know, the debate last night I thought went great. I thought the president was a big win for the president. And when he said, you know, I got into politics because of you, I thought it was just an amazing statement. But the president was ready for the debate, and the American people were ready for the debate. So I feel really good about that. The president called me yesterday morning early, and I knew he was ready for it. And, you know, we talked about that, and I thought, you know, this is such a moment in history. We have 11 days to this campaign, and it was so critical and so crucial. So I think if there were any undecideds out there, if they watched that with any reasonable common sense about them, you know, they're going to support the president.
Well, I do wonder, because there probably were a good chunk of independents, regardless of how many that is, and I don't know. Some people say 20%, and I don't think it's that. I think it's less than that. I think people's minds have been made up. But if you had some independents looking at that, or some people wavering one way or the other, and they haven't heard this bombastic news, they had to have two thoughts. First of all, why haven't I heard this? This is like Monica Lewinsky or like Richard Nixon. We haven't heard any of this, and why haven't we heard it on the places that we get our news, MSNBC, CNN, and places like that? So I'm thinking there were some people who probably heard a little bit about it, but they got more information last night from the president, and they've got to be shocked this morning what they heard.
Well, you know, the bigger picture, the greatest concern for me is the FBI have had that laptop of Hunter Biden since December. Now, we went through impeachment hearings with them already having the laptop. So that's a huge concern for me. But, you know, we have a witness now, a young man that is saying, you know, that he worked with them. But we're just looking forward to the next 11 days. We hopefully get this Supreme Court justice confirmed, get back in the state, and start campaigning on our own race. Okay, so what's the next? What's next? When do you gather next? Well, we go in today at 12.
12 o'clock.
at 12 o'clock Eastern Time. All the senators will have lunch together at 11. We kind of get our game plan, and then we will be in session most of the afternoon. And just with, I call it procedural harassment, with Chuck Schumer, making the motion to adjourn before we vote. And there will be a lot of tricks played all day long. So, we know that we all have to be on the floor. We all have to be right there, that we can walk in and vote down these ridiculous things that will be brought up today. So we're just going to fight the battle. We're going to make sure that there's nothing that gets past us, that we're there to kill it, and then we can get to the procedural vote that we will advise and consent. Amy Coney Barrett.
I would imagine that a lot of the attention from some of the people who will be in there trying to do a subterfuge or whatever they're doing, they're going to be thinking about another office down the hall somewhere where Mr. Bobulinski is going to be meeting with some senators. Here it is.
Instead, I found out from Senator Johnson's September report that the $5 million was sent in August 2017 to entities affiliated with Hunter. Tomorrow, I will be meeting with the Senate committee members concerning this matter, and I will be providing to the FBI the devices which contain the evidence corroborating what I have said.
Some tense nerves are going on in Washington, D.C.
Oh, can you imagine how much they would like to shut him up? Mr. Bobulinski brings a lot of information to us, and, the American people need to know that. If that were anyone else, it would have already been brought forward. So
somebody said
we've got a battle, but that's okay.
Well, and it's not only that. He's going to be turning over literally tens of thousands of emails, and that's going to take a while to go through that. Then you got Devon Archer, then you've got this other guy, the other whistleblower, and of course you've got the laptop from Hunter himself. You would think somewhere down the and then there's a possibility of more emails from Hillary Clinton still hanging out there. So I'm not even sure about Weiner, but there are so many different things that are about to hit the fan, and they're going to be trickling out every single day. The vote itself is supposed to happen Monday.
That's the plan right now, that the opportunity for debate will go on, and then we will take the vote Monday. It could happen Tuesday, but, we feel like it will happen Monday because we're all ready to get back to our states and campaign. The presidential election is so important, but we've got to get Republicans elected back into the Senate to keep that firewall up so we can continue to go down there like we're going to do this afternoon and stop legislation that does not need to be happening.
It is amazing when you listen to some of the commentary, and I hate to say it, even on Fox News, and they let them go and go and go. And some of the commentary is the reason they're doing this is to stack the court, talking about the Republicans, and we're going to be losing this, we're going to be losing that, and human rights and all of this stuff, to a point that it seems that they have some birthright to lead the court and let it lean left for so long, and it has. As a matter of fact, it hasn't represented the larger majority in this country, which is conservative, in a while.
You're exactly right. And even the discussion of making the District of Columbia state so they can get 2 senators there and Puerto Rico. It's like we don't believe in a 2-party system. We only believe in a 1-party system, and we're going to have our way, and it doesn't matter what it takes to get there. And the voice of the people has to be heard. And I hope people understand that we've got to get out and vote on November the 3rd for that to happen, and that this is motivating those that are concerned about defunding the police and if their family is going to be safe or not. That, they've heard everything.
We got to go.
They get out and vote.
I appreciate it so very much. Congratulations on your endorsement from Mr. Donald Trump himself. Well earned, and we will talk to you one day next week, sir. Ma'am.
Thank you so much. Have a good one.
Cindy Hyde-Smith. We have Josh Harkins.